Fantastic Danmaku Festival 3, welcome back to it. Last time I played as Marisa, now I'm playing Sanae. Um, this freaking game, I swear, I put the volume down quite a bit during the last recording. Now I went back and looked at it a bit, it was still really loud during the last couple stages. So I've turned it down again. So maybe it won't be really loud in the last couple stages during this recording. I'll be honest, I think this is not very good audio. Like, I don't know what you call it. The fact, like, I can barely hear this, and I doubt you'll be able to hear it much in the recording either. So the fact that, like, in order to not blare, like, not have blaringly loud music during the last couple stages, I have to basically not hear the first couple ones because the music gets that much louder later on. I don't get it. Like, I get it's trying to be cinematic or whatever, but, like, you don't need to be a Hollywood movie where when you get to the climax, the movie studio speakers are blaring, you know? Yeah, so that's what happened. So if it's really quiet for the first couple stages, well, that's what happens. That's what I gotta do to make it not really loud in the last couple stages. So yeah, this is a different day of recording. Played this game, the last time was yesterday, because I did one run yesterday. Playing as Sanae. I looked at like the first two text boxes of dialogue with Wriggle to see if when we start talking to her again, if we're going to say the same thing or not. And if we do, I'm going to assume all the dialogue is going to be the same as when I played as Reimu, because Reimu's here. And if it is, I'm not going to read any of it. It's not. Reimu talked first last time, so this is completely new. Loader-enhanced bugs show accelerated mutation. The anomaly is spreading faster than anticipated. That was on her hitbox. I guess she can't kill you during the dialogue. Welcome to the Night Bug Spectacle. Humans night walking with lanterns during our Firefly Parade. That's what you said last time. I've outgrown bug hunting. That's what you said last time. Is only the first text box different. So you're the puppeteer behind these incidents. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is the same. Why was only the first line of dialogue different? Okay. Well, now I'm just really confused, and I don't know what I'm supposed to, I'm not gonna know what's new and what's not new. I don't know. I guess the only difference is that the character you're playing as does the first quip of the conversation, and then the entire rest of the conversation is the same, so I guess I only need to worry about reading that. Well, at least one it's not going to be that much of a difference between these two. We're in the later stage because they stay together the whole time, but Mokou and Marisa like go off their different ways in the last stage, I think, so the dialogue for the last stage when I play as Mokou will be completely different at least. You know, it'll make this recording go by slightly shorter, since I'm not reading so much dialogue. I think the first recording was like over an hour long, and that's why it was 4.5 gigs, because like the second recording was only around like 45 minutes and it was less than 4 gigs, so it must have been longer than I remember, which makes sense because the tutorial was 10 minutes. So of course, the whole recording was going to be a bit longer. How much of this game am I going to record? I don't know. I'm at least going to do the runs of Sanae and Mokou. Then maybe, will I play as the extra stage too? I don't know. Can I do this again? I don't know, just go back and forth and I don't get hit. When I played as Reimu the first time, I got a couple like bonus spells, because you know there's a thing in IN. I didn't get any when I played as Marisa, so whatever I did, I didn't do properly. I've never understood how that stuff works in IN. IN's a very complicated game, but it's also not, because it has very complicated mechanics, but none of those mechanics are required for you to like play the game normally. They're all like having to do with score and unlocking extra spells and stuff. I have no idea how it works. It's like a yokai gauge and a human gauge, and you gotta like balance them out or something. If you don't balance them out, you gotta maximize one. I don't remember. Like, one can hit familiars and one can't. I don't fucking know. Who knows what it's like in this game? I have no idea. What I do know is that Sanae also has homing option and not homing option. So I should try to keep that in mind. Maybe do this one more in stages and then do the other one more in boss fights. I don't know. So I guess quick thing to mention, I reached 500 subscribers yesterday. I saw the number. YouTube even gave me like a little tiny congratulations message in my studio. And I looked again a couple hours ago and it's back down to 499. This has happened enough times for me to know this isn't just someone happened to unsubscribe at the exact same time that someone else subscribed. No, it's YouTube does this thing where they'll have subscribers, then a couple more hours later they'll just be gone. Because I guess they decided they weren't real or something. So back down to 499. One more, and I will reach the 500 number, which would just be a nice number to have. Be a thing I can say, yep, I reached 500 subscribers while I was still actively doing this. I'm never gonna reach another milestone. It took me like damn near over half a year to just get to 500 when it's been within like 50 for that long. That's because that's been like how my channel's been for most of the time, is that I'll gain subscribers at a really slow pace, and then just like something will happen. It'll just be a particular upload or a particular like string of uploads where I'll just get like I'll get like dozens of subscribers in like the span of a couple weeks, and then it'll slow back down to molasses again. I don't know. I don't particularly care. I just want the 500 number. I do not care what happens after that, other than it not going back down again. I'm never gonna reach another milestone. Not that I would do this anyway, but you know, when you reach 500 subscribers, you get the ability to do a bunch of like weird monetize-y things. I was not gonna ever plan on doing any of that weird stuff anyway, but even if I wanted to, for some reason I couldn't, because you also have to have like some sort of watch time amount that I'm apparently nowhere close to. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah, like, I pressed X, and then for some reason thought that wasn't the bomb button for a second, and then pressed space. Yeah, I remember this conversation too. It's the exact same dialogue. Okay. What weirdness. The first line of I guess it's to remind you which character you're playing as. You're playing as Sanae, so the first line of dialogue's gotta be Sanae, but then everything else is the same. I mean, it makes sense that, like, you're the same character, so they're gonna say the same things, but there's, like, so many times in TouHou where you just arbitrarily choose a different shot type, and they start saying different things for some reason. And you figured with... this game seems to try to be, like, have a bunch more stuff than the previous games. The fact that it has less dialogue to read. A bit odd. So no reading of dialogue for me until probably I reach stage 6 as Mokou. How about that? I do have to wonder how much overall time that's even gonna save. Because I think that reading the dialogue takes up a bunch of times. I guess it depends on the game. If you're talking about fucking Linen 4 or Dream Logical World, yeah, it's most of the video. But if, I don't know, because I did that one recording of the second game where I played as Marisa and I just didn't read anything because I was talking about stuff and I didn't want to get interrupted. And the video wasn't that much shorter than the other ones from what I remember. It was like still, I think 40 minutes long or something like that, somehow. I don't know what just happened. I really don't know what just happened. I used to slam the bomb button a couple times. Did it work? Did I die? I don't know. I really don't. This boss fight's kind of weird. Although, It's better than Mischief's boss fight. I know some people were a bit upset that Mistia wasn't in this game, but like, it'd be neat to see her redesign, but Mistia's fight kind of sucks. So it's like, oh boy, in the game where the whole point is that you see pretty bullets while you try to dodge them, you can't see this character's bullets at all because she's put her hands over your eyes so you can barely see any of the screen. I don't know, the fact that she's a stage 2 boss means that it's not that egregious, but if you took Misty's gimmick and made it like, gave it to like a final extra stage boss, it'd be awful. Imagine like a 15-minute fight if you can't fucking see anything, and every spell is just, you can't see anything, but now it's slightly worse. Right, so is this the stage where you just get a barrage of bullshit, I think? I managed to dodge that every time so far, somehow. Don't know if I'll be able to do it this time. Look at some nice snakes. They're going out. Listen to that flute. Is that a flute? Yeah, I think so. I guess another thing to talk about. Yeah, last time I recorded this yesterday, talked about my cover progress. I had finished Mayumi's theme and had written down the notes for Megumi's theme. Since then, yesterday, I recorded all the notes. And then, last night, I put it all together. And now it's done. Megumi's theme is done. So I have one more left. I have good old TouHou. I hope there's sheet music for that. You know, the game's pretty new, but I hope I can use something. If I have to figure all that out by myself, oh boy. So when will I start working on that? I don't know. I might even do it today. I kind of wanted to finish it before this weekend, or finish it all before this weekend, if I could, because I got places to go this weekend. But it's already Thursday, so I'd really have to get to it if I want to do that. Yeah, Mayumi's theme, I think, came out alright. It was a bit weird at some points, but Megumi's theme, I think, came out pretty good. There's like a stankiness to some parts of Megumi's theme that I think I captured decently well. Now, there's no Among Us this time. Well, I put that in description, now with 100% Among Us, less Among Us. I don't know. Yeah, I uploaded the dancer theme yesterday, and so far with what I've uploaded, it seems like Raisin's theme is the only one that YouTube decided was going to show to people. When YouTube actually shows my videos to people, sometimes I get a decent amount of likes. I mean, the Raisin one got at least 10. When YouTube only shows it to like fucking 20 people, you know, get like 1 or 2. Kind of annoying that Raisin's the only one to do it. It's like YouTube being like, yeah, we could show these videos to more people, but we're gonna do it for this one and none of the other ones. Like, great. You know, you used to do this for like most of my videos like a year ago. Don't get to do that anymore. Oh well. Doesn't much matter. I'm not gonna be doing it much longer. Oh boy, toy, day, day. I wish I liked Tamor. She's just not very likable. I don't know, I feel like that's a sentiment I have with a lot of the rabbit characters. Like, I like Raisin. I wish I liked the other ones more. I wish Raisin 2 was a better character. I should honestly, like, just... Saren's fucking weird. She had a lot of dialogue in 9, so she's probably a better character than or 19, so she's probably a better character than I give her credit for. I'm just kind of disappointed in what I was expecting versus what I got when I originally heard what her story was. It was like, oh, she's looking for a place where moon rabbits can feel accepted in Gensokyo. That sounds like a really cool concept. And what was actually done is that she just wants a place that's clean because she's from the moon where everything's like pure, and she wants a small little pocket of purity or something, even though she's been on the Earth for a while. It's just a really bizarre thing to do with her story. I don't really remember her character otherwise than that. Maybe it's better than I remember. And Ringo just doesn't have much. She's like, ooh, she was like in special forces in the lunar military or something. What does that really mean? Who knows? The lunar military's treated like a joke 99% of the time, so why should I really care? And then she eats like dango to get powered up, but like she's a stage 2 boss, so how powered up even is that? I don't know. So many rabbit characters, and I feel like the only one that is really good is Raisin. Even that's been fucked with recently, where you have in the Satori manga, oh, Raisin has fond memories about the lunar torture chamber. Like, yep. That's great. I have much of anything else to really talk about? Not really. Gonna go through the game, enjoy it. Not being able to enjoy these first couple stages as much as I normally can because I can barely hear the music. That's what I got. What I gotta do if I want the final stages and not be ridiculously loud. This is the Kane stage, right? Why are there giant, like... Kane, you made this whole stage, right? Why are you throwing, like, weird skeleton crows at me? I don't know. I said when I was done recording this series that I would start recording jam games again. Will I do that? I don't know. Maybe. I do tend to go back on my word a lot of the time. I guess, sorry about that, but you know, when I say things in these videos, it's normally just kind of spitballing ideas, and a lot of times you come up with ideas, you don't really go through with them. So, I'll have to look at them. I think there might be another GM coming up soon. It would make sense around that time of year. Happen twice a year, unlike Christmas, which only happens once a year. But they would tell you about how Christmas comes once a year. Fire. Much of it. So, since I'm not really reading dialogue here, all that's really different from last time is that I'm showing that Sanae shoot slightly different than how Reimu shoot. That is indeed a thing. Yeah, I didn't really need to do this one. I'm just kind of doing it for completion because I've done all the other ones in all the other previous games. It'd be weird if I just skip Sanae this time. Even though she doesn't really say anything. Like an oil painting. Gives way to the realness. Game is damn pretty. I just got like a little snake holding on to the ball there, and what she's got... Oh, it's just a frog! It's a frog on the right one! Snakes and frogs. Motif of Sanae. Kind of ironic that Kaneko's literally a snake, but Suako's not literally a frog, but Sanae is still represented pretty equally by the snake and the frog anyway. So I think Fantasy Maiden Wars is around like part 68 or something like that. It's how long did Puppet Play go? Like 73 parts, something around there. It's already almost there. It is about to be my longest series, not counting Jam games because that's not really a series. Because none of the games are connected. And the game has so much more left. Haven't even reached the subterranean animism arc. And then when I finally get to the final arc, that's like... The final arc is so long. It's called the final arc in Complete Box. It was originally called like... Well, the fourth game was called Dream. And all the previous arcs were named the game, like Scarlet Arc, Mystic Arc, Eternity Arc, but for some reason in Complete Box it's just called the final arc and not the Dream arc. But it's very long. It's very, very long. And then mention this in Fantasy Maiden Wars. As I can mention here, the game's going to be even longer than I thought because there are bonus chapters. At least like 8 of them, I think. You gotta do those. So it's going to be at least 8 parts longer than I was originally anticipating. You know, that's how it be. I signed up for this. I have fun playing the game, but it is daunting to know that there's so much more left. I've been doing it for so long and there's still so much more. Extra spell attack. Oh, I unlocked this one for some reason. I don't think I unlocked any of the previous ones, but I unlocked this one. I think I unlocked Kane's the first time as Reimu too, but I think there was some other one as Reimu that I unlocked that I haven't unlocked since. Who knows what I'm doing to do that? I'm just kind of like dodging and shooting. Occasionally I press the bomb button. Anything other than that? I don't know. Too complicated. When too many gameplay mechanics in the shmup, my brain doesn't know what to do, it gets overwhelmed. Remember when I played Little Dog Queen with all those poisons? I kept dying doing poisons. Also the C button mechanic I never used because I kept forgetting. Oh, I still very much appreciate that the dev commented on my video playing through that game, but there is a sense of embarrassment that comes from the creator of a game needing to point out to me that I'm playing their game wrong. Like, yeah, when you said it in a nice way, but it was something along the lines of, yeah, when you play the game again, make sure you press the C key. I noticed you weren't doing that. So, yeah, I wasn't, was I? Ooh. I don't know, normally when I play through jam games, I'm under the assumption that nobody making the game is watching it because, like, I'm not, like, that big of a channel, especially not anymore. But, so I'm just under the assumption that the only game jam devs that have watched playthroughs of my playthroughs of the games, the ones who commented, which there's not that many of. There's like less than 10. Around 5, I think. I'd have to do a mental recount. But it might be higher than that. And that's a bit embarrassing to think about. But, you know. This is stage 5. Is it anything else? I feel like it was something else earlier. But it's just stage 5 now. I don't really comment on this game's music too much, but it is really good. There've been a couple, like, if I remember correctly, like, stage 1 of the second game was, like, really good. I think I might have mentioned it. It reminds me of, like, a Two Steps from Hell song. Very cinematic. Which I guess is the feeling they're going for with these games. They're trying to be cinematic. Yeah, I kind of got caught into it, and there's not really the only thing I could do when I'm caught under a train. No escape from reality. It's a slide. So. I am a robot. Beep boop. Will we ever get a robot TouHou? Not a robot TouHou yet, there's Mayumi. She's made out of clay. Renosuke got like a robot dog, and like nothing was done with that. This makes me a bit sad because it's kind of like cute. Renosuke's little dog and those little like robot toy dogs. Never seen anyone do anything with that. And again, it's not like I exactly go out of my way to like experience TouHou fan content. I have the games I play, and then like the art I see is just the art that's posted in the spaces I'm in. That's about it. I'm not going out of my way to read like fan-made TouHou doujins or fanfiction or whatever. The time when I did, I used to read fanfiction when I was like 12. And yeah, I think I was still reading them a bit when I was like 13 and 14, which was when I was getting into TouHou. So I read a few TouHou fanfictions. I think I talked about them in Lunar Nights a bit. I don't remember most of them. I think there was one I read that was about like Tenchi and Shirno. And at one point there was like a dramatic scene where like Shirno stabbed Tenchi with her ice sword or something. The rabbit, she shoot the gun. She knows that the shrine maidens have a ghost. They need to be dealt with. I feel like I did this attack pretty well the first time somehow, but ever since then it's like can't. Yeah. With this power I can break the Danmaku rules. You're not allowed to do that. I'll show you what true madness really is. Yeah, you can't do this. Ryzen. What do you mean I can break the Danmaku rules? The Danmaku rules is the only reason any of the fucking fights look like this. Oops, got shot there. You're gonna break the Danmaku rules, you might as well just take a fucking gun and shoot me. Cause I ain't dodging an actual bullet. Like, what's the point of just being like, I'm gonna break the Danmaku rules, but I'm still gonna do this, so... I'm gonna break the Danmaku rules, just like, do your bullshit, kill you instantly powers. Complain about this impossible spell card, too. It's like, what do you mean you can just make impossible spells? Is not the entire fucking point of this this world's battle system is that you're not supposed to do that? But no, in certain situations you can, apparently, when the plot wants to be more dramatic. Feel a sneeze coming on. It's gonna happen. Nope. Is it gonna go away? Again? Nope. No, it's coming back. Nope. It's gone again. Well, 31 minutes and I'm on stage 6. Wonder how much time I've been saving to not reading the dialogue. Oh no, sneeze come back again. Oh my god, this is really annoying. I keep like getting on the verge of sneezing and then it goes away. Oh. So yeah, I'll look at the time when I finish my Mokou run and see if I want to try out the extra stage today. If I do that, then I might be just done with recording this game for today. Or after today. I guess I'll play Fantasy Maiden Wars tomorrow. Not recording anything this weekend. Next chapter is gonna be a doozy. But I don't think it's quite as long as the one I did. Good old Yorihime. You know, I complained about the part of the story that I was at in Silent Sinner and Blue, or Fantasy Maiden Wars, because it is, like, the dumbest part of the entire story. Or, I guess, spoilers. In order to make conflict happen, because the way they set up the story, there's really no reason for the characters to fight the Watatskis. They just made it to where Raisin lost the letter. And it's just kind of like, yep. And I haven't got there yet, but I'm pretty sure what resolves the conflict is that after 2 maps, she finds it. It's like, yep. But again, it's what happens when you try to adapt Silent Sinner and Blue. Silent Sinner and Blue is not a good story. Most of TouHou stories are, well, they're not much really, but it's a lot easier to make a good story based on not much than having to correct something that's already flawed. You know, complaining about that aside, I do like how like the chapters themselves are handled, because you actually get to fight Yorihime, and it's an actual fucking fight, and not whatever the hell Silent Sinner and Blue was for like a third of it. It still had its eye-rolling moments, where basically it turns into Yakuza cutscene mode, where, you know, you're winning, son, in the game, and then the plot happens, and it's like, right, this is Yorihime Watatsuki, and just beat her, right? Because the lore says you can't do that. Because Lunarians have this weird plot shield where every other overpowered character is allowed to be beaten, but not them. It's like, you could just ignore it, you know? You could just, when you have them show up in a fan game, you could just have them lose naturally. It's like, that happens to Hakatia in games I've seen before. She'll be like, yep, you beat me fair and square. She's canonically more powerful than the Lemurians, but nope, can't do that. Every time you beat them in a game, they've got to be that caveat of, actually, I wasn't fucking trying that hard. You beat me when I was on a fucking, I ate a bad mushroom or some shit. It's like, you could just not. You'd be like, good job, you did it, have a cookie. Look at all the yellow. I ran into that, good job. Yellow is the color of the Imperishable Nightstone in 20, I think, right? There were like... You know, like, I think there were like 2 incidents that were each covered by a certain color. I don't remember how many colors there were. I think it was... There were 2 red ones, one for TouHou 6 and one for TouHou 17. And there were 2 yellow ones, and one was IN. I don't remember what the other one was, because I don't remember what incidents were like, used in that game. Right, you have the Kaguya shields you from stuff spell. Over here is where I need to be. And now it's green. So many colors. Right, this attack is weird and I don't like it. You have to like break certain blocks off or something. If you don't block it, you're kind of fucked. And also there's these weird like helicopter choppy things, and I don't really know what's going on with them. Right, this is a timeout spell, isn't it? Yeah. Aaron. Help Me Aaron is a nice song. Okay. No, okay. Barely dodged that one. It's a weird spell. I have to like memorize the order at which things are turning red, and then you have situations like this where I couldn't really do much about that. I'm glad I become able to go through the walls when I use a bomb. It'd be very awkward if I used the bomb there and was just kind of stuck on the wall and wasn't able to do anything immediately after that. That would have been something. I gotta remember when I get to stage 6 playing as Mokou that I gotta start reading the dialogue again. I haven't been, have not done it for a long time at that point. Right, I gotta wait for the cinematic to happen. I'm going to assume that the volume levels I've chosen have been fine. I was about to say because I'm not going to check before I start the next recording because I have to close the game, but actually I don't. Think about it. I can still check it, still bring up the window and look at it while closing the game. So I guess I'll check and see if the volume levels are fine, like they should be. I turned it down to like, I think 27. I act like that's some shocking statement. There have been some jam games where I put it down to like the single digits and it's still too loud. When I played Reimu remember when I played Reimu's Awesome Holiday? I only know this because I have the first part that happened to come up recently. Watching it when I went to bed. Apparently, the title screen of Reimu's Awesome Holiday is so loud that I put the game volume at 2, and it was still loud. 2! I had to bring it back up after that because the title screen is so much louder than everything else in the game. Reimu's Awesome Holiday 2. I know that game's still in development, I think. It's been in development for years. haven't really been keeping up with it. All I really know is that the creator's been making like original music for years. Or at least original remixes, and I haven't really listened to any of it. Maybe I should. I think a good place to be, really. No. Yeah, the problem is when you kind of gotta think about where you're gonna go. You gotta look at the bubbles and use that to determine where you're gonna go, and if you fail to do that, you kind of screwed yourself. Alright, here's the bullshit. Why did I press the bomb button there? I don't know. I just kind of did. I got a million extra lives, and they're all for this. Can't fuck up here. I'm not allowed to use my bombs for some reason. Yeah, if this game didn't give you a million lives and wasn't that difficult, on normal mode at least, it ending the game like this would be a huge problem. Like, if this game was tight and I was barely beating it, and then it was like, fuck you, dodge this for 90 seconds with no bombs, I'd be pretty mad. But you can see with the amount of lives I have that it's fine. I mean, to be fair, this isn't that difficult, but it's just the principle of we're going to give you a timeout spell and not let you bomb it because we said so, when it's just every other spell in the game where you're not allowed to bomb it is bonus. There we go. How many times did I die? I don't know. Do I have an overflow? I still don't know. I still don't know if this game's doing that. Where if you get past 9 lives, is there an overflow that you can't see, or is it just you're losing once you get extra lives at that point? Don't know. Ask the question about the second game. Blah blah blah. It's the same ending. The far side of the moon. Yeah. This is a 9 normal S in. Why don't you just keep my, why do you, like, I changed the replay name. Or I changed the, whatever that was, name. Why doesn't it continue on to this? Why does it still use MN? Where the hell is the letter S there is? Not challenging? Try challenge options. There are challenge options? I haven't looked at any of this stuff. It's a music room, as you'd expect. What is collection? Ending? It's literally just the ending, okay. Look at my achievements so far. Yeah, it's just a list. Yokai Archive? Oh, this game has a compendium. Oh, it's by stage. Okay. Replay, manual. And it says something about difficulty options. I'm not seeing it. This is still unknown. Can't choose it. It's letting me play. Okay. Didn't mean to do this. I was just checking if I could play the extra stage as Mokou when I hadn't done it yet, when I couldn't do that for the first game. Apparently I can. Actually, is that because Mokou went the other way? Works for Sanae. I'm checking who I can play this as. Meant to choose Marisa there. Okay, can I do this as Marisa? I can't. Okay. So, you unlock the extra stage for the character you're playing as when you play as Reimu and Marisa. Or maybe it's both of them. I should have checked before I finished Sanae if I could play as Sanae, because you might even be able to play as both of them if you just do one of them, I don't know. But because, like, Marisa and Mokou split up at stage 6, what I'm assuming is happening narrative-wise is that, when I played as Marisa, Marisa went to do stage 6, and Mokou is about to do what happens here. Why Reimu and Sanae go and do the exact same thing, I don't know. Assuming it's the same thing. Yeah, I guess when I play as Mokou, I'll unlock the extra for Marisa, and I'll be able to play it for all of them. That's all for this. Next time I play as Marisa, bye.